Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here this early. I obviously got the television on and I'm listening to all of the soap, or should I say, social media. And boy, you got complaints all across the field. There are some good things that's going on, I'm sure we would all agree. But I mean, some crazy things are happening. And it appears to be a situation where people do not trust one another. I mean, they seemingly are totally against trusting one another. And it's nothing new, but the thing that is new is the intensity of it. It seems as if we can't take a step forward because of the lack of trust. And that is obviously, to me, understandable because until we can align this stuff up with reality, when I mean I'm talking about the real stuff, I'm not talking about the pretend stuff. Until we can align it with that, we're going to always be going through something like this, if not the same. And we will always have the troubles, we will still have the pains, and we will have the suffering. And all of these pains and sufferings are to indicate to we, the people who perhaps are thinking, can find out, I have enough curiosity to want to find out how to fix this, how to mend this. And I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, you will be surprised on how to fix this. All of the rules and regulations and all of the thousands of this that we have set up trying to guide and dictate which way we should walk or spit, it's nothing but a bunch of junk. People who are trying to figure out how to do something without doing the right thing. Because, see, when you do the right thing, everybody benefits. When you do that which is not right, then some people benefit. And so, for some reason, it seems to be the thing that everybody's interested in. Some people benefit, and they want to be a part of that group that benefits. So, either you are, or you're trying to do everything you possibly can to get there, which causes lying and cheating and stealing and hatred and racism and bigotry and all that kind of stuff. But yes, it continues to go on because we have not learned. And there is something else that's very important, ladies and gentlemen, that I would like to draw attention to. You know, we're going to have to protect ourselves for when we get old. And we're going to have to protect if we think that we might not get old. Many of us still have parents. And we're going to have to start thinking about our parents. And when I say we're going to have to start thinking about it, that sounds sick to my own head. We're going to have to start. Why haven't we already been doing it all the time? And I'm talking about doing it to the degree that it had some significance that made us feel real good and satisfied, not just as individuals that have to go through that, but as people who are representative of our growth or maturity in understanding how things are supposed to be done. You know, at this age, we must guarantee to ourselves and to one another to ensure that a continued means of life and satisfactory. See, you know, it's one thing to live a day and maybe tomorrow, maybe don't feel like you're doing that much living. But as human beings that's progressive, that's trying to represent a power that's supposed to be superior to our own, we're going to have to be able to make moves and that will take us places that we haven't gone before. You know, we need to guarantee a measure of life for one another throughout our lives. We don't supposed to be wondering, not at this late date. We should have figured it out so that every moment of living, every moment of life is about living. And this is very important to me. Um, and when I say this, I'm seriously speaking about a measure of life that is significant. You know, look at it like this. Once we were young, and many of us had a good life. Many of us didn't. Then we got older. Still, many of us had a good life. More, perhaps, of us didn't. Now, the truth of the matter is that many of us are going to live a long life into the 90s or the hundreds. In fact, the people that raised me lived to get close to that 100. And few of us are going to, during this period, enjoy a good life. Most of us won't. Now, we must, as people who are progressive, we must reject at any level. We must, in spite of all our desires, reject anything that would bring us pain and suffering. We must. The health care of our nation and probably around the world is lacking. And health, let me read this to you, ladies and gentlemen, because I can't see it. We must reject at any level, but it happens, in spite of our desires. The health care has been lacking, and health is bad. The economy is so desperate, you can't stop work for it. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. The systems of the world, in regards to everything, it keeps us bound. It keeps us all at odds, not stable, not balanced. And so there are things that you think that we should do that we know we want to do but can't do because we don't even have the time and space or other things that's necessary. Why? Because of what I said earlier. Because of the out of alignment. Yes, my friends, out of alignment. So what we have, people trying to deal with the economy, trying to make sure they can have access to those things that human beings, men, have brought out as being a way to live more successfully. I'm talking about here in our country, we're talking about capitalism. We're talking about money, my friends. We're talking about markets. We're talking about those things that separates us. We talk about, they tricked us to say, well, these are the things that will motivate us and take us up on higher. Well, it might take us up on higher. We might be able to go up in outer space, go to other planets. It might take us there, but that's not all it does. The rest, the stuff that it does, it gives us terror, it gives us hatred, it gives us racism and bigotry and war, murder, guns. It does all of that. We don't talk about that, but we keep focusing on going to the moon. Somebody should remind us that there is a negative, and it seems to reach more of us than going to the moon. So here again, it goes right back to the subject matter that I'm constantly talking to you about. The life of our youth, the life of our adult years, they culminate in our final years. They really tell where we were, what we were all about. The last years of our life, they really tell us what we were all about. And I don't think most of us welcome it, even though we say we want to live forever. It's because we're scared. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I guess I wanted to say something to you this morning, and I made some notes, and it was just important that I try to get it to you. Wanted to say again that what you're going to hear today, remember, it's all out of alignment, and that is why it is happening. Truth of the matter, when I say out of alignment, I'm saying the frequencies of life, that which gives us the beauty, it's all out there. It's all out there for me, for you. It's out there for us, and it's out there for the world. But in order for us to know it, we got to have the right frequency as we turn our dial. What does that mean, having the right frequency? We must have the spirit of love. We must have that. And what does the spirit of love mean? It means being absent. Anything that would cause or wish pain and suffering upon another. It means that you want the best for yourselves. not just for yourself, but as an expression to everyone else. That, my friends, qualifies you to hook up to the right link. So that spirit of that guidance, that bright light that of truth and love will guide us out of this darkness. And what does that mean? That means food, everything that we need for survival and anything else we want, need, or desire. These are the words I like to use: need, want, and desire. Any of these things, the resources have already been made available. They are free from God. Man didn't give them to us. Nobody, no white man, no woman, no other country, no nothing gave us these resources. And we as human beings have determined what we need for survival, and we agree on that. And what we can do for the things that we create stuff to do it for. And who does it benefit? We the people. And so who, my friends, is going to cause a manifestation of these things? Those who would benefit from it. This is if you want to live a life of love, if you want to live a life of peace and prosperity and freedom and joy, the way to do that is everybody engage themselves in the process, and all the stuff that's created is created by the people, for the people, whenever they desire it, want it, or need it. That's what it's for. And since each of us engage ourselves in it, we don't ever have to buy any stuff because we're part owners of it. We've already been paid in the fact that we get our greatest joy in doing what we do. Everybody, you don't have to be playing basketball, be cleaning ditches. The happiest people on earth, cleaning ditches, digging ditches, whatever, cleaning a toilet. I want to use that stuff because you don't want to get into that. But yes, and that entitles you to anything that's existing. And you don't have to have any of this, what you see every day. Republican putting down Democrat, Democrat putting down them, white putting down black, black putting down American, this red state, this blue state. All of that stuff is from the pit of hell. And ladies and gentlemen, what I just shared with you is from the pit of heaven. And I know it. Why? Because it does exactly what I just shared with you that it does. And I know it does not exist today is because we the people don't know that, and we just don't know that. Well, don't say we don't. Yeah, I guess we can say we the people. But what I'm telling you is what I've been given to tell you. And you can use it as you see fit. I hope you could be mature about it, loving about it, but you know how that goes. Until next time, Eddie Marcus saying goodbye for now.